Jonathan, thank you. The grieving process is often very difficult to understand. We deal with our loss in our own unique ways. Well, author Ty Alexander wrote about her grief to cope with the loss of her mother and found that her experiences could support others. And we want to thank her right now for joining us. There's the cover of her book. I'm holding a copy of it right now, and they are everywhere. You can pick this book up wherever you'd like to go, Amazon or any of the brick and mortar stores that are out there. So thank you so much for coming in here.
Thank you for having me today.
Local author from Baltimore?
Yes.
And the story, though, that's in this book, it's not a very big book.
No.
But it is, I mean, talk about how many years of your life poured out right here just in the experience?
It really is just one segment of my life, which is why it's a kind of a short memoir. It really just tells the story of when I lost my mom and how I got through it.
Chronological, from diagnosis of your mother getting cancer?
From diagnosis to after she died to how I dealt with it to basically present day.
Authors always come in and they talk and they're like, oh yeah, great, I finished the book. Did this help you get to the point where you are today?
Absolutely. It was a great therapeutic process for me, writing down my feelings and then having to go back and edit them and kind of see what the feelings look like, what they meant to me was basically how I got through it. It was almost like my personal therapy, but like silent and didn't talk back to me. And sometimes you need that kind of just inner thought to be able to work through that.
How long did that take though?
The process of writing that book probably took maybe 6 months, but prior to that, while my mom was going through chemo, I was writing down everything. I documented everything from tweets to Instagram. I shared a lot. So I was able to kind of compile that information and then make it make sense and then put it in a book.
Now you are a writer, so that kind of was in your mind, but while you're going through all the process, chemotherapy, you're bumping into other families that are going through the same process too. Is that what triggered saying, you know what, I need to put this down?
Yeah, so I'm a writer by trade, so I was sharing a lot via social media and everyone had all these questions, and at some point it clicked to me because I had the answers, and I said I should put this in a book and make it make sense for people, so that way I'd have something to offer them. Whatever question you have, it's definitely in that book, from how to be more grateful to being obsessed with loving shamelessly. Everything is in the book for you. It's
not all pleasant either. I mean,
no,
I opened the book to a couple, I haven't been able to chance to read it, but I opened it up and there's struggles, both with your faith, both with other days. You're angry at God at one point.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that when God takes a certain person from your life, I was with my mom for almost 40 years, and it was abrupt. And you begin to think, you know, why me, why her? Right. So I really had to go back and kind of reanalyze what faith meant to me. And with the help of my book, that's what happened. And I was able to kind of regain that and restructure what faith meant.
Going through the process too, shock, anger, grieving process, all that, and I'm sure you're still in one of those steps right now.
Yeah, I think grief is evolution. Yeah. So I think you go from angry. The only thing I don't have anymore is kind of the denial, because I know that it's real. It's been 3 years, so she's gone. I get it. But being angry to sad to depressed, all of those kind of just evolve over and over. I go from one space to the next. But in that, somehow I'm able to choose happiness, which is what I talk about in the book, just how to be able to choose that happiness.
We'll leave it right there. Ty Alexander, thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing this book right
here.
Things I wish I knew before my mom died. Thank you. Well, if you'd like some more information about where you can find this book, well, just go to our website. That's foxbaltimore.com/newslink.